Welcome to the Golf Podcast, where we report on all things throughout the world of golf. My first guest is Chris with CT Golf Reviews. Chris runs the CT Golf Reviews YouTube channel where he plays and reviews different courses throughout the state of Connecticut. Chris is an average golfer who provides his in-depth and honest review of courses throughout Connecticut. Chris is also an incredible full-time magician in addition to running the CT Golf Reviews channel. Chris, welcome to the show. I'm very excited to have you on as my first
Yeah, excited to be
guest
here.
interview. So I've given, a quick introduction on yourself. Want to, give this time for you to introduce yourself, and provide any more information than what I provided.
All right, sure. So I'm Chris with CT Golf Reviews, but in real life I am Chris Langle with Chris Langle Magic. But I started playing golf when I was about 7 years old. Took a hiatus, and then just before the pandemic, I started playing again and started doing a bunch of golf courses around my area. And it hit me one day. I'm like, you know what? I should make videos about this. And it's been a ride ever since.
I'm also interested to learn how you got into the game of golf. So, what's your earliest memories of the game of golf, and when did you start playing? Have you been, are you fairly new to the game of golf, or have you been playing for a long time? And like, what course around Connecticut did
So
you get started at?
I've liked it for a long time. Like I said, I did not play for a while. And excuse me, I'm actually moving out to the porch out here. So the lighting might get a little dark. But no, I've been playing for uh I would say hold on. Oh, did I lose you? I think I lost you, buddy. Hold on.
Nope, all good.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just trying to find a
Yep.
better, more quiet area. So yeah, so I
So I just want to learn, your earliest memories of golf, where you started playing in Connecticut, and how long you've been playing. Are you fairly new to the game, or have you been playing for a
so
long time? Did you take a break from the game and you're returning?
yeah, so like I took lessons when I was about 7 years old at a driving range in Prospect.
And also,
I
also, I'm interested to know, when you were growing up, did you play a lot of sports? Were you not a sports person? You know?
I really wasn't. Like I would watch baseball, but only because like my grandmother watched it. I've never really been a sports fan.
Okay.
Like I'll watch it when it's on. You know what I mean?
So if
But
you're not a sports fan, what drew you to golf? Or is it just something to get outside and just play?
it was something that I started doing when I was younger. So I took lessons. Uh, Played a lot of mini golf, but I never went on a course.
Okay.
So I took a break from it because I was like, I'm probably not going to get anything out of this. And then years later, 2019, I was like, you know what? I've been watching a lot of golf on YouTube and TikTok and all that, and I'm like, I want to start up again. So I bought a cheap set of golf clubs off Marketplace, which are the clubs that I use today, and well, with the exception of the few upgrades that I've made, Taker and my wedges and my putter and all that. But All Reliable was in my original set of clubs along with my irons. And I just started going out to. I was living in Ansonia at the time, so I went out to Woodhaven in Bethany, it was the closest course. And yeah, I was hooked, and it became an addiction. I was wanting to go out. Like I would play a course, and then a couple hours later, like oh, I still want to go out and play. So I'd go to another course. Um, but yeah, I've always liked it, but never really got as serious into it as I am now.
And are you someone, when you started, would you mostly, play on the course? Would you go to the range and just, work on your game?
Basically, I mean, like
Are you someone who you prefer to go to the range, just work on your swing, or you just prefer to go out and play on the course?
I would go out and work on my swing and everything, but I was also one of those. I just want to see how far I can hit the ball. Um, it's a really good question because I never really thought of that. I was always the one. I just really like to do it, but like now when I go to a range or something, I actually work on my swing. I try to distance myself. I try to figure out different positioning and shots and stuff. Like I still can't draw or fade a ball. I don't know how to do any of that. But I actually like to figure out where I'm struggling and work on that. Like there was a time I went to a range and I got a giant bucket of golf balls, and I didn't take anything that was more than a 9 iron out just because I wanted to work on my short game.
Hmm. What would you say you would prefer? Do you prefer the long game, hitting driver, woods, irons, or do you prefer, the short game, putting, chipping, pitch shots? What do you prefer?
Um,
What's your favorite thing in the game of golf? Do you like coming up, off the tee, or do you prefer the short game?
well,
I'm more of a short game person myself. I struggle with
are
the
you?
driver, but I always like, hitting the driver every now and then. So
Well,
what are you interested in? Short game more or long game?
I would say probably the long game because it's where I'm most comfortable. Like I could drive a ball 275 yards,
Wow,
So
nice.
with my driver, I'm decent. With my 3 wood, I'm really good. With my irons, I struggle. So like my whole like goal for every hole, depending on like the distance, I try to bomb it as hard as I can off the tee, as close to the green as I can, and I just work with my wedges because I have gotten comfortable with my short game, but my putting is still a little off. I'm working on reading greens. I'm trying to figure that out because I feel like if my putting got better, my entire game would get better.
Have you ever watched golf on TV?
Yeah.
You know how when they put sometimes they have that line from where their ball is to the hole,
Hmm.
where the break is. That was one of the best tips I ever got when putting. Just, when you're reading a putt, just imagine like you're on TV and it has like that line, with the break from the hole to where your ball is basically.
See, I take the Mickelson approach to putting because the way that he stands, the putter's on his front foot. If you ever notice, his putter's like near his front foot, and he leans off to the side, like behind his putter. And he said that it's an
Okay.
easier way to determine the line from the ball to the hole, and it helps. Like I
Okay.
always struggled with putting. I mean, granted, you'll see in some of my videos, I get lucky sometimes.
Mhm.
I sunk a 45-foot putt on one of my reviews, and I haven't done it since.
Mhm.
But it's really the slope of the greens and everything. It depends on how the greens are because I've noticed that the worse condition the greens are, the harder they are.
Yeah, definitely. I know we're gonna play Yale in a couple in September. Last year when I played Yale, it was the greens were pretty burnt out. I mean, last year summer when I played Yale, the greens were pretty burnt out because we didn't have much rain last year, and the greens I would say were in pretty pretty bad condition. But this year when I played Yale, the greens were pretty very good condition. So I would say the course was in very good condition. So I think at any course, it can change, even, week to week or season to season. Sometimes the greens are good and sometimes the greens are bad. So
Oh,
I've
I
seen with
agree.
courses.
I've done many courses where it's like that. Like Hot Brook and Naugatuck, depending on what day or what time of the year you play, the greens are either lightning fast or they're really slow.
Yeah. So you said you've been playing, regularly since 2019. Are there any courses throughout Connecticut that come to mind that you'd recommend to, people just starting out with the game of golf, or any tips you would have for someone, starting out with golf? It can be something as simple as just go out and just play and just have fun, or any
Yeah,
courses that you've reviewed that you think
air
are friendly to
airways and
beginners.
yeah, airways and Granby, Hot Brook and Naugatuck. Orchards and Milford's a great one. That's a really good beginner course.
Beginner courses, do you think it's better for them to go to a full length course or just start on a par three course?
Depends on what they want to do. I don't consider a par three course a beginner course. I feel like a short 9 hole course that's got par fours and everything is pretty good.
Yeah, I know when I started on a course. Well, I grew up in Arizona, but I started on a course where it had six, it was a 9 hole course. It was a par 30. It had six par threes and three par fours. And par, the furthest par four was like 300, 310 yards. So it gave you that good balance of, mostly par threes, but then also, you add in, the three par fours, and it had, a little bit of water, not much,
Right.
just like one water that was on 3 holes, just one pond. But
Prospects or not prospect. Pomprog and Southbury is another really good for a beginner if you want to deal with water.
so I think for a beginner, if they could find a course like that where it's, mostly par threes, but then you add in a couple of, par fours, I think that would probably be the ideal in my opinion. Nice. So we've gone through, your playing and all that. I'm interested to know, how did you come up with the idea of your CT Golf Reviews YouTube channel? How did you get started, and what was the first channel that what was the first course that you reviewed throughout the state of Connecticut?
So I got the idea because I was watching Barstool Pizza reviews during the pandemic, and I saw that he was rating all of the pizzas that would he would basically have stored in his freezer. And when I started playing golf, I it was actually at Tradition Oak Lane I came up with the idea. I was like, you know what, I should really start filming myself playing and just make it a vlog. And then I realized I'm like, no, you know what, I'm gonna rate the courses. I have no professional, experience. I'm not a pro golfer. I'm not even that good, but it's something to do. So I came up with the idea. I put the YouTube channel together. My first course that I reviewed was Norwich Country Club in Norwich, and the
Okay.
only reason why I got out there is because a buddy of mine at the time uh, worked out there like 5 minutes away. So he's like, "Yeah, I'll do a quick shift and then I'll pick you up after the round." So I was
Okay.
able to get that, and 40 something courses later, here we are.
And I know you said you do, drone shots when you can and things like that. Do you have much equipment? Does it take a lot of setup to do your
Now
videos and your reviews, or is it easy?
I keep the tripod in my golf bag. I do everything off of my phone, and I have a like my drone is literally it's this, so it's very very small. But I can only take it up certain times because this drone, it's a DJI drone, and it has a program where if I'm too close to an airport or something, it won't take off. So like that's why I'm wondering if I'll be able to get it up at Great River, because I'll be sad if I'm not able to, because I don't feel like having the government shoot my drone down just because I want to, take a decent shot of like the back nine or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm also curious to know, are coaches usually, receptive or in favor of you doing reviews, or do you
I
usually
don't tell
not,
them.
or do you usually not tell courses that you are reviewing their course?
No, I don't tell them until after I post the video. The only time I'll call them and let them know that I'm reviewing is if there's more than one course on the property and I want to play all of them. Or if it's a private course and I throw the idea out there like, hey, I want to review your course for a channel. And, majority of them say no. But lately, like, people have been asking me why I have a tripod on my phone set up. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just reviewing my swing.
Yeah, I know when
I
you were playing
usually
with
get away with stuff like
you
that.
were playing with Lawson, Gillette Ridge in Bloomfield, and you told the starter that you said you were doing a swing analysis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they had no idea until I posted the video.
So it's usually the idea to not tell the courses, not for them to, suck up to you or not make your reviews biased. Is that usually the idea?
Yeah, because when I told like I reviewed Alling a couple of weeks ago, and I was already like unhappy with the course. And when
Yeah.
because I kind of slipped, I walked up to the pro shop with my tripod, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm doing a review video." It kind of slipped out, and all of a sudden they were really nice to me. So I was like, "Okay, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm just gonna tell them I'm doing swing analysis."
Yeah, I tried playing Alling, what was it? Maybe in May. I think it was May. After work, but they were hosting a junior tournament and I didn't know that they were under construction. They only had the trailer for their pro shop, so I couldn't even
Yeah,
play that day because they were having a junior, I think it was like a junior PGA tournament. Yeah, I didn't know that Alling was under construction actually.
yeah, it kind of threw me through a loop too because I mean I've been past the course and already it didn't look good.
Yeah, I played it a couple times. I'd say same thing. I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10. I mean it's supposed to 6 or 7, I would say. I think it's a pretty decent municipal course. I wouldn't say it's top in the area, but it's a good course to go out there and play around. It's definitely hosted qualifiers, hosted junior tournaments, PGA tournaments. So yeah. So what are your top three courses in Connecticut? So the top three courses you have played in the state of Connecticut, and also we can go the top three courses that you've reviewed for your channel. So what are the top
I'll
three
just do, I'll
courses
just
in
do the top
Connecticut?
three that I've reviewed because I feel like
Yeah.
that's the most accurate. Gillette Ridge is number one. The Players Course at Lyman is number two, and it's tied for second with Oak Hills Park in Norwalk.
Are there any courses that you haven't reviewed for your channel that really stand out, or mostly the standout courses you've reviewed?
I want to play Lake of Isles. I want to play that. I want to play Stanwich,
Stanwich.
and I want to play.
Is
Oh man,
Stanwich the private course?
that's a private course in Greenwich. Yeah, and I've heard people
Yeah,
say who have,
I think that's probably like the top course in the state, I think.
yeah, that's what everybody's saying, but it's so private I can't get on it. And then
Yeah.
what's another one? I would say probably Racebrook. Racebrook in New Haven. I want to play that both courses.
Racebrook in New Haven. Okay. So you've reviewed a lot of courses, I'm sure. I think you've played, almost all of the three courses in Connecticut. So what is your favorite par three course that you played and reviewed? And then what are some of the other par three courses that stand out that you've played or reviewed?
Favorite par three course is Guilford Lakes
Yeah, it's a
so
great
far.
course. It's called Little Augusta. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really nice. And I was there in the fall, so it was even nicer. And
Yeah.
what's another one that I think I would say is a really good one? Probably
The Dickman course you just reviewed.
Dickman was all right.
Uh,
I I
what
mean
was that? Candlewood Lakes you played?
yes, that's a private course. The only reason why I got on that is because my buddy was a greenskeeper at the time.
Yeah, you played with your buddy PJ.
Yeah,
Was that one of the good courses?
I would say that's a pretty good one.
Any of the par three courses that you haven't reviewed so far that you want to? I know when you reviewed Guilford Lakes, you were supposed to play in Brantford, but you didn't play there that day. So
Yeah, I was supposed to play. You do your research. I like this. I was supposed to play Twin Lakes that day, and I wasn't able to get out there. They never answered the phones, and Guilford Lake did. So played there. I don't know. I don't know what other par three courses are in the state.
you played. What was it? Was it Short Beach?
Short Beach. I don't want to talk about them. I played Highland Greens, which holds a place in my heart.
What was it?
Um,
You Orchards and Milford. You played.
I wouldn't really consider that a par three course. That's like more
It's
of like
not.
a short par four. Um, played Dickman. I played see, it's hard. I have the list on my phone, and
Yeah.
I can't pull it up because it'll cut out the Zoom.
Yeah.
But I think I played a majority of
Yeah, you have, and I think definitely we've reviewed some of the top ones. Guilford
them.
Lakes is the top. Candlewood Lakes. I think you almost made a hole in one there.
I was 3 inches away.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you've reviewed most of the par three courses, and I'm sure you'll get to the other ones very shortly.
I'll probably find like a hidden one. I heard that there's one up in like Canaan, Connecticut, which is like right at the border of Connecticut and like New York and Massachusetts, like right up in that corner.
So now we're gonna get into some more, interesting or fun questions that I had prepared for you. So
Yeah,
you've done some.
I do have to wrap it up though in a little bit though. I just want to let you know. So
Okay. Favorite club bag.
favorite club, all reliable, my 3 wood. Thing outdrives drivers, and it's from the 1980s. It's a stainless steel Palm Springs 3 wood.
Least favorite club in your bag.
My putter. No, probably my 4 iron because I don't know why I have it in there.
If you had to play around with only one club, what club would that be?
My pitching wedge.
So I know you've reviewed or you made a video at a mini golf course. Any interest in doing mini golf courses or indoor simulators in the winter, or no interest in that?
I was thinking about simulators, but I don't really know because I don't know how I would rate it.
Yeah.
Mini golf courses, I started doing it as fillers, so that way I have something to post because I got really slow. Like I'm doing a mini golf course pretty soon.
Courses in Connecticut that you want to play that are like on your bucket list that you haven't played or
Yeah,
reviewed.
Lake of Isles, Shinnecosta is one of them.
Mhm.
Racebrook, Stanwich, Madison Country Club. I want to play that one.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is there. I want to play Raceway up in Thompson. That's one that's on my list. But I also want to try to find like courses that people don't know about. I want to try to find those.
So I have three more questions for you. Any expectations prior to our round Sunday at Great River? Do you think this could be better than Gillette Ridge, or you like to,
I
go
want
in
it.
with no expectations?
I don't want to go in with any expectations, but from what I've seen of the course, because I passed it all the time on the train, from what I've seen, I have a very good feeling about it. And if we're going there right after a tournament, I'm not going to jinx anything because I don't know. but this might be my top rated course. It might be. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, it's a very nice course. I played it. It's the fourth time it's hosted, junior, amateur, and even the LPGA tournament in July. I'll definitely, show you around clubhouse and all that.
Cool. Yeah, because I like to get shots at the clubhouse and stuff too. So
Okay, two more questions. Chris collects
cool.
logo balls at the courses that he reviews. So, do you have a favorite logo ball or just a logo from a course of Connecticut that stands out to you?
I don't know if I've got a favorite logo ball. I never thought of that.
Or just any logo that, you know, you think that's a really cool logo?
Norwich was pretty cool with their rose. It's town flower. I recently picked one up at Orchards. I didn't even know they had one. I'd have to look. The one that I just got recently from Gillette Ridge was pretty nice.
And final question, you mentioned that your favorite golfer is on the Live Tour, so I'm curious to know, favorite pro golfer is
Lefty, Phil Mickelson, and then
really.
Brooks Koepka is a very close second.
Well, our meeting time is wrapping up. Thanks, Chris, for coming on and chatting with me. I look forward to our round on Sunday at Grit River. You've never been there before, have you?
Nope. So
First
I'm looking
time?
forward to it, man.
Yeah, it's the
And yeah,
first.
I'll include
First
you in the
person.
video too. So don't worry about having to play extra good because hey, look at me.
Yeah. Well,
So
thanks again, Chris, for chatting with me. I look forward to our round on Sunday. Hopefully
no
it doesn't
problem,
rain.
buddy. I'll see you Sunday.
Yeah, see you.
Sorry,
Thank you.
Rockstar.